Whenever I film these videos, I always try to share things that God has revealed to me, whether it's through, messages and sermons that I've heard or Bible studies. But today is going to be just a little different. I'm going to talk about something that I feel like God is working on in my life personally. And I'm going to just share a couple scripture verses to try to encourage anyone else who is feeling the same way that I am. I don't know about you, but the last week or two, last couple months or even years, depending on how far you want to go back, has just been kind of overwhelming. And I think it's a normal response to be anxious and worry about a lot of things that are out of our control. I think of all the devastating things that are happening in Ukraine right now and all the ways that COVID has just, completely changed how we live. And honestly, it's made me really anxious and worried. And I think personally, I just kind of almost get in the mindset that, as a good Christian, you shouldn't be worried about things. You should be relying on Jesus and should be leaning on him and not having these fears and worries and, oh man, does that mean I'm a bad Christian? Or, oh man, does that mean I'm doing something wrong? And so then I have the tendency to kind of push down those feelings, push down that anxiety and worry and not really try to think about it or focus on it and almost kind of pretend it doesn't exist, which, I think is a normal response with other people, but I found myself doing that with God too. And in this journey of just kind of acknowledging the fact that I do have these anxieties and worries, it led me to this verse that I'm going to read, and it's Matthew 11:28-30. And it says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." So, just real quick, for those who might not know, a yoke is a farming implement that kind of joins two animals, and so that together the animals can share the workload of whatever they're doing, and it kind of splits evenly between them and it makes them more productive. So sometimes an older, more experienced animal is kind of connected to a younger animal to try to teach it on what they're doing, kind of guide it and help it learn, or even if just the task is really difficult, it just makes the burden lighter if two people are sharing it and helping. And so in this verse, when Jesus is talking about, take my yoke upon you, learn from me, for I'm gentle and humble in heart, my yoke is easy and your burden will be light, I really think of how God is just saying, personally to me, and maybe you might feel this way too, I feel like God is saying, I can handle your emotions. I can handle your anxieties and your worries, and you don't have to kind of shut away that part of you when you're with me. You don't have to kind of hide that in the corner and then be all sunshine and rainbows because it's Sunday morning and we're at church and life is good, and then, it's Sunday night and you have all the anxiety and all the stress that comes with the work week coming up. And I just really feel like God is trying to say through that, I want to partner with you in this. I want to be right there beside you. I want you to share this part of you with me, because God is gentle and he's kind and he's patient, and he'll kind of do what that older animal would do, right? Take some of that burden from us and make it lighter and easier and guide us so that the next time these things come up in our life, we don't shy away from him. But now we're trained to take a moment and go to God with these things. And so I just really wanted to encourage you guys today, as this is how I've been feeling lately, that God, we don't have to shy away from how we feel. We don't have to shy away from the anxieties and worries of things, whether they're in our own immediate circle or they're things happening around the world that we can't control. God can handle those things. He can handle how we truly feel. And as this verse said, he can make our burden light, and he wants to partner with us in that. So I just want to encourage you guys to do that today, as I'm going to work really hard to live that out. It's obviously easier said than done, but I'm going to work really hard to not hide that part of me from him. And I just want to encourage you, if you relate to that, to do the same and just be honest with God. If these videos have encouraged you and you're enjoying the content that you're seeing, I want to encourage you to follow us on social media at Calvary Ohio, or you could subscribe to our YouTube channel, or if you're looking for more information, you can visit our website, calvaryohio.org.